What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. That is a lot of twos. Very emotional. But not as many twos as we get on the 22nd of this month, which happens to be something we're all going to live through for the first time, which is the first exact pass of Pluto, where the United States' Pluto is. Of course, the United States Pluto was retrograde, so something to consider, but lots of twos. Very emotional. But, however, I will say that when we look at the astrology for this Wednesday on this February 2nd, it is a Mercury day, and the sun will finish up at 13 degrees, making a net 4, and come to 14 degrees of Aquarius, making a net 5. Lots of Mercury energy today. Lots of thinking, lots of contemplating, lots of communication maybe. And I think we might all have a lot to say. This is the final day of Mercury retrograde. So yeah, Mercury, what are you doing up here? Oh yeah, 10 minutes. Mercury's hitting the brakes hard. So we are in this place of shifting our mind forward with our dedications and a lot of the physical aspects that we are trying to build. There's a lot of building going on, but there's also a lot of dreaminess. So not only are we kind of in our head, but we have this moon also meeting with Jupiter and now in Pisces. Oh, baby, it's going to be emotional, but I think that it's good. We want to be sensitive to everything that we're picking up. We're going to be feeling all sorts of ways to dream, ways to create, visionary aspects. We want to feel these. So everything that we're feeling is very important. It's like trying to get our mind and emotions kind of on the same level. That moon is coming off a square early in the morning to the nodes before it comes into Pisces. So it's the first time that we've kind of seen the moon in Aquarius square the nodes. It's a kind of a big shift that we're feeling, very faded sort of energy to start the day off. And it does deal with our values, and it does deal with a lot of our attachments in life right now, and emotional attachments especially. So, but we're trying to kind of break past restraints. And that's where even the moon making a sextile over to Mars and Venus, as Mars is also sextile Jupiter, we got to go past limitations. We got to create bigger, better, I don't even want to say limitations, bigger, better things in our life. This is moving into an alternate sort of kind of a reality, but there's something bigger out there, but you have to believe in the miracle and that it can take place, and you have to be able to go and put some drive behind it. So there's a driving force to the visions and everything that we're picking up today. So using that to your benefit, and especially with the moon Jupiter, it's going to feel so good to dream. It's going to feel so good to use your imaginative, creative abilities to kind of get the vision for where things can go. And I think Mercury with Pluto and stationing retrograde is just like a final kind of ready to move forward with the physical aspects of life that we know is going to bring the dreams to reality. So we're in a very special time right now, a very Piscean time. It can feel like, sure, there might be chaos in the world and things are trying to change and maybe come to this like final conclusion, but it's a final conclusion that doesn't have to entrap us in our subconscious. This is where we can use this great intuitive nature of this world that we're trying to understand and build for ourselves and make take the necessary steps, make the necessary moves. There's a lot that we can go after right now, especially with Venus still in trine to Uranus. It is starting to move faster now, so that trine's going to break up a little bit, and it got really close to the second exact hit, but there's something trying to take us to a better place right now, but we have to know our worth. It's very important. I also want to note that Venus is opposing not only Kronos, which is this little guy, and then this is Hades, but it's Kronos and Hades. Now, these are trans-Neptunian planets, and Kronos really does deal with like mastery. So it's not so much of a negative spin. Like, it is sort of Saturn, Kronos, but it's more about taking things to the next level. It represents things high up, so physically and metaphysically, if you will. So definitely very divine in a sense, but also it does represent governments and aspects like that in life. But we need to find this healthy balance point in the middle of the physical and the emotional, and not just focus too much on the little things. Like, we kind of want to go towards the bigger things. Like, there's big things, especially with the moon Jupiter, that we want to focus on today. And even Mars getting ready to oppose Kronos and Hades. And of course, Hades is, yes, the god of the underworld. It can feel like we're getting drugged down a little bit because we're learning what we need to attach to and what we don't need to attach to any longer. And also, Sun is going to be one day away from the Sun-Saturn conjunction, which is a big deal as we're closing out things that we literally don't want to dedicate to, that are not taking us higher and further in life. A lot of this is, I feel like it's coming into a new level of self-mastery. And with that self-mastery comes the action. Like, we got to use the self-mastery for something in life. Today, you could be starting to see where you've been putting your energy that is not taking you to another master level in life, and where you can put your energy into a more spiritual or into a more just intuitively guided higher place. And it can come through the physical, of course. We got to know our value. North Node's in Taurus. It's a big deal to know our value, and that North Node's getting really close to the trine to Pluto. So we're having to do a deep kind of inner look and figure out what parts of our values are we actually uncomfortable with. And I think that's a part of today, is there is this divine nature. There is this expansion that's trying to come through in ways that can't even be really talked about. Like, I think we can want to talk about it with Mercury about to station direct, but at the same time, this is really just stuff that's uniquely felt to you, that is going to make the biggest changes and really get you more comfortable within your own root chakra of how you can manifest reality based on this great vision that you may be having. So I think it's very exciting times. I actually really like the astrology today. I like this moon in Pisces. I think we want to use every bit of our senses to really transcend aspects that are limiting us. This is a time to kind of realize how big things can actually get, like universal, infinite. Like, there's no, we look at things so finite, and maybe today is a day where it's like, okay, stop giving things a limit. Like, stop putting a limit on how far you can go, how high you can go, what you can have. As long as you believe and have the vision and you feel it, and you have the abundance of that belief and the abundance of that emotion within you, you're going to start to see that you can actually find a lot of comfort in yourself, and that comfort in yourself and that self-confidence is what is going to take you higher to this level of mastery. And it's mastery about Venus stuff. So it's relationship stuff, but it's also the physical aspect. Money's important. I know people don't like to talk about money sometimes, but this is a time with a North Node in Taurus and all this Capricorn energy. Like, you gotta look at the future and how you can get what you need, and to know you got what it takes. So it also reminds me of like the Magician card, because you have all the tools you need, but you have to believe it and have the vision to put those tools to work in the right areas of life. And I think even with the Sun-Saturn conjunction, we're seeing where we have the tools, but we're not putting them in, we're not using them on the right part of life, and that maybe a shift needs to be taken so we can use these great tools that we have on the things that are of the more divine purpose, if you will. Hope you all have a beautiful Wednesday. Sending you all my best. I finally moved in to my somewhat, see, nothing's permanent or finite, but my somewhat, home down here in Huntington Beach. So I get to sleep in my own bed tonight. I've been living in Airbnbs since I moved down here. So very excited to have my own space to sleep in. But it's been good. It went really well. And I'm super excited. This month is big. This month is going to carry us forward throughout the rest of the year in a very powerful way. It's almost a shame that it's the shortest month of the year, because it's got some major firepower, or earth power, I guess I should say. But Just wait and see, my friends. Seven of Pentacles, that's a perfect card for today, because we got to really know our worth, and we got to know that we're putting our energy into the things that are going to bring the return we're looking for. We're looking for the return in the magic. We're looking for the return in the emotional. We're looking for the return in the physical. Everything has to be worth the work that we're putting in. So we're really starting to see where work isn't working and where work is really working. And we got to be willing to go out and make it happen for the things that are working, and shift things away from the things that aren't working. And that's where maybe we over contemplate or over analyze or overthink things today, when really we want to let the emotions sort of give us that push. And if you can stay true to how you're really feeling, there's no limits to what can take place today. One little step today in the direction that you want to go could give you all the aspects of reality that you're looking for down the line. But it's like, yes, there's one step at a time every day. That's life. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Wednesday, and I'll see you for Thursday's horoscope tomorrow. Much love. Peace.